What's up YouTube? Arkubu here. Today I want to talk about retro handhelds. Over the few years, companies have been releasing device after device, so now the market is really saturated, but really a lot of choices for customers to buy. So for myself, I have picked up a few, and I mean this many here. So you can see there's a lot of options here. You got the horizontal factor, vertical, big screen, small screen, D pad at the top, joysticks at the top, so many different configuration. Now the question is, if you're new to this hobby or community, which device will bring you best value for your dollar? So we're gonna go look through a few criterias that answering them will give you narrow down those choices of which device to bring the value for you. So five things to consider. First one is, what games do we want to play on this retro handheld? Which era, which genre? That dictates at least one part of the purchase. The other one is screen size. Do we want something small for portable, or do we want something that we could game for long session times that gives comfort to our eyes? The other one is form factor. Do we want just the generic horizontal, or we want the vertical, or maybe nostalgic and you want to have that, the clamshell feel, or maybe the GBA one, that kind of 3.4 inch. There's just lots out there on the market, and there's more to come. The other one to look at is setup intensity. Are you looking for a unit that's just easy plug and play, drop some files, or do you want to drop some files and manually route them their pathways? And then, of course, who is who in the zoo for these front end? The last one is where to order. That will also dictate your choices of devices. So let's go through the first one here, games. There's a lot of retro games, genres and eras that we can use these devices for. So here you can see there's the 8-bit era, the 16-bit era, the 3D, the more new gen, you can call it. This is where you have to dictate what you want to play, and maybe you want to play them all, or maybe you just want to stay in that one narrow genre, which is fine. This is how you get best value for your device. Next one is the screen and screen size. Are you looking for something just to play as long as you see the graphics, you're good? Or do you want to upscale the resolution so then the omelet makes it look very nice, very sharp? Or you want to go for that kind of CRT view, the ISP, which is fine? Are you playing indoor or outdoor because the reflection of the glare also makes it discomfort to the eyes or unable to see the device? These are choices that we have to make before we make a purchase. The other one here is the screen's form factor. Are we playing more of those really old retro in the 8-bit and 16-bit where the 4x3 is making the image look as nostalgic as we can be? Or you want something new, and that's the 16:9, like the PSP genre. Then the last part to consider is the size. Do we want something that's pocketable, or we want something portable, or we just want something that provides that big power so we don't have to be sitting in front of a TV and play console style? Next, we talk about the form factor. So do we want to hold it horizontally, or do we want that vertical view? Or we want to go with, the nostalgic clamshell, as you can see, like the DS or 3DS, where you have the touch screen. Or you want something like the SP, the clamshell, where you can fold and throw in your bag and away you go. And then the other factor that, there has been a recent, not argument, but debate is the D-pad placement. Do you want the D-pad at the top, or you prefer the joystick at the top? And this all varies on what type of games you play. Now we get to the setup. Some of these devices are running Linux and we're able to load with an imager, so you could just drag and drop files and away you go. Majority of the setup is already done. So you got Batocera, ArcOS, Clinui, Rocknix, and MooOS. These are great systems to just drop files and away you go. The more manual approaches would be these Android devices on the Android OS, where you would have to create the folder, drop the games, and then download the emulators, connect the pathways, and then use a front end to combine it all into one package. So then it's just a click of a button and we're gaming away. Now each of them seems very tedious, but there's a lot of guides on YouTube that you can follow through, and by 3 or 5 videos, you're managing through. No problem, no issue. Next one is where to buy these devices. So here's a few sources that we have on screen here, and let's go through them. So AliExpress. AliExpress is a great place for lower costs and also the more discontinued units. Now, discontinued units still hold a value in today of 2025 and still holds its value in 2026 and onward. The other one here is Amazon. Amazon have a few of these devices and their shipping is usually pretty quick, 2 to 3 days, versus AliExpress, minimum a week or two. So 1 to 2 weeks is your delivery time frame. And sometimes if you can't buy it on two of these platforms, the only way is go back to their source. So going back to the official company to make the purchase. So you got Ambernick and you got Retroid Pocket. The other source that we can also do is Indiegogo. Some of these newer devices are being released there prior to being on the official website or AliExpress and even Amazon. So these are the criteria that you can use to narrow down what you want to buy in the market that brings you best value for your dollars and you're using the full function to its capacity. So let's do a sample run here. So let's just say we want to play the Game Boy Advance games, and then we want a screen size of 5.5 because it's easy for the eyes, the comfort, and we want that form factor, right? We want to have that Game Boy Advance feel, so we want to go for this kind of form factor. And again, let's do a simple plug and play. So let's run the Clinui OS, and we want this device, to play right away. So Amazon is our supplier. So by answering these 5 criteria and try to find the best device that match most of them, we came up with one. But before I reveal, the screen size of 5.5 is unable to be achieved in that form factor of GBA. So if we really want to have that nostalgic feeling, we would have to give up the screen size. Now, out of these 5 criteria, sometimes we have to give 1 or 2 away because majority will bring best value to our purchase. So by answering those questions, the Ambernick RG34XX is the device that brings best value. We got our games that can run on it. The form factor feels great. Yes, we don't have the big screen, but that's one thing we have to give. We do get this quickly because it is on Amazon, and the Clinui OS is able to be flashed onto these devices, being a Linux ready device. So there you go. Using this shopping guide, we're able to narrow down what you need for the best price to bring best value to your gaming. That's it all for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Same place, same time.